Hey, welcome everybody. Vlog number 15 underway. Hope you enjoyed the town hall. 5, 10, 15, there you go. Hope you enjoyed the town hall yesterday. A lot of information sharing, and of course, if you have any questions about that, we encourage feedback, questions, all of the above. We talked a little bit, or Stuart, quite frankly, talked a bit about Petra and what we're doing with Petra, what the usage is in the organization. Just to get out of the gate here right away, Petra means rock. And Petra is the name of the organization we use, and they help us with Rockefeller Habits, which is featured in the book Scaling Up and in Rockefeller Habits, I believe, both of which you can get and read. It's the theory, I shouldn't say it's a theory, it is the implementation of responsibility, accountability in all aspects of business, and how those can take you on a journey to fulfill your strategic goals.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Steve. And Petra and Rockefeller Habits is a program to help organizations like us and many others as they scale. And we mentioned this yesterday, as we scale as an organization, to do it in a very thoughtful, intentional, and sustainable way. And it's a great read. You can get it on Amazon. And if any of you get the book and want to talk a little bit more, we would be happy to chat through that with you. And there's some great organizations out there, Steve, that have actually followed Rockefeller Habits. Starbucks, for example.
Exactly.
Yeah, as they took their little one coffee store up in Seattle and took it globally, they followed the principles of Rockefeller Habits.
They did.
Yeah.
And in particular, with the Petra group that we are working with, Andy Bailey, who, there we go.
Andy on a stick.
We channel our Andy frequently. He's been with us for about a year now. They took one of our clients, Haggerty Insurance, Traverse City, through the process too, along with one of our EG employment group here in Battle Creek has been working with Andy and his team for quite some time also, and has seen significant improvements, significant growth through the efforts of just the discipline of going through Rockefeller Habits.
Can you remember the first meeting that we had with Petra? Oh my.
Yeah, exactly. Tough questions, and admittedly, questions that needed to be answered.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and it was quite interesting, because one of the goals of Rockefeller Habits is to get everybody aligned around a set of common goals and a common purpose.
Yeah.
And I remember when Andy ran those first exercises, it showed how unaligned we were.
Right.
And we've come on a long way since then.
It's that old term, assume. I assume you know what we're doing, or I assume you know what we need to do, and we know what assume does. And so a lot of that you saw in the town hall yesterday. You saw, for instance, the sales plan, how intentional it is, the intentional growth plan, what we're targeting, how we're communicating, what we're doing, are all a result of, quite simply, being intentional about talking about it, about committing to it, and about monitoring and measuring. So it's great stuff.
It is great stuff, and how Andy and his team have been supporting us. It helped refine our strategic plan, and take that strategic plan, help us define goals and priorities around that. And yesterday on the call, I did highlight our Q1s. Every quarter, we actually set company priorities which move us forward on our journey to achieve our growth and scale goals.
Yeah.
And that's what Andy and his team does. But then accountability.
Absolutely.
And they run a great software platform called Align. And Align helps us set all our KPIs and give the transparency to all our measurements. And I showed a couple of those graphics on the call yesterday around the staff and fee margin. We call them revometers. But they're dials that we look at weekly, keeps everybody in the leadership organization aligned around our goals. It's been game changing for us.
It has been, and it gives life to a strategic plan. The strategic plan is obviously the vision where we want to get to, but without life embedded in that. So imagine you have a strategic plan for your own personal life. If you wanted to get fit, getting fit just by saying I want to get fit doesn't get you fit. I want to get an education, yet without a plan, that doesn't get you an education. And the same in an organization. We want to be successful, but what does successful mean? And how do we take care of our teammates by doing that without having a detailed plan? So Yeah, that first meeting was scary, Stuart.
Oh, it was. I've got to say, I think after that first meeting, all our heads were hurting.
Yes.
A lot. And I actually approached Andy afterwards and said, I'm shocked just how unaligned we are. And he said, don't worry. He said, this is pretty normal for most organizations. He actually shared a statistic with me. He said that the most best aligned organizations out there are only 80% aligned, which kind of shocked me. I think we were like -5% on that day. But it would be great. I mean, we start our every quarter we have a planning session with Andy and his team, and when we throw up our goals and priorities, everybody knows them. And so within a year, we've gone from some confusion around what our goals are to everybody being completely focused and aligned around those common goals in a year, and it's helping us move forward in a very very purposeful and very strategic way now.
Yeah, it takes the obscurity out of it, and it gives people a definite, detailed goal. And I think that breeds a lot of confidence, teamwork, of the things you really need to be successful, and just a feeling of togetherness at the end of the day. We also measure ourselves on our ROC score.
We do. So just to give you all a little bit of clarity to what that is. So as a leadership group, Andy and his team run a Rockefeller ROC score. They call it a ROC score, but it's a series of questions that gives the overall health of the leadership team. And when we did this a year ago, we were in like low 4 out of 10. We ran it just at the last quarter there, and we were at 9 point something out of 10, like 9.2, which is just incredible. And we actually saw from the EMPS results and some of the feedback that you've been very kindly providing, and actually through Kim's listening to her, that there's this kind of feeling that our leadership team is very well aligned and is operating, working very closely together, and that was really underpinned by the ROC score as well, and really just the growth of that group.
I have to give it to the leadership team, all the VPs, all the people who are participating in that effort. They're really pushing themselves hard, and they take it They take leadership with great earnestness. They need to do a good job, and how can they do better? And it's great to have the feedback that lets them know how to do better. It's really no secret to the organization. In safety, we've been doing that for a number of years. Dr. John Austin has taught us about feedback and measurement continuously, and I think that's why safety has kind of led the way for us with respect to being in alignment. Everybody knows that we do lead with safety.
Absolutely.
So it's not anything new, but it is a great expansion of and enhancement to what we've already been doing. And always good to learn something new. Yeah, try something new.
Yeah, and I'm guessing as you're listening to this, you're probably thinking, how can I be part of Petra? How can I be involved in this? Yeah. So we can give a little bit of an explanation of. So when we started Petra, we were 2 quarters in, and our Petra coach introduced the concept of a daily huddle. What does that mean? So every day. We started off with the ELT. We would meet at 9:46, and we would meet for 14 minutes, and we would cover 3 topics. Most important thing that happened the day before was the most important thing that you want to share with the group today. Are there any stucks within our group that we want to unlock, and what would be my number 1 priority to move our company priorities forward? Yep. So we started that 2 quarters ago. Oh boy, well we were very lumpy at the beginning, but we got more and more efficient at it. And then as time's gone on, and this is we'll explain how the company will eventually feature in this. We've been expanding the huddle out. So we brought the VPs in towards the end of the year. It's now been expanded out to bring the directors in, and the ultimate goal with our coach is that this huddle process will eventually go through the whole organization, and we we will, and again, it's all about getting everybody aligned around, what are we doing to individually and collectively move forward our company priorities. So it's going to take time.
Yep.
I mean, Steve and I, always move too fast. We would have probably tried to do it and broken the system.
Wouldn't have been
good.
good.
Yeah, would not have been good.
We've learned our lesson.
That's why we have a coach.
So we have a coach. We have a good team. The other beautiful part is, and we do truly believe in the whole person comes to work. That's one of our core beliefs. And with respect to that, we also have personal goals.
Absolutely.
So we intertwine our personal goals with our corporate goals. Not that they have to fit into each other, but we encourage personal goals too. And it's been great to watch people take on their personal goals. Maybe read a book, walk a mile, do something like that.
Yeah, and we're doing the miles of movement
Yep.
as some of us to encourage some of us to do more exercise. So you're absolutely right. It's the way that our Petra coach is working with us. They're helping us focus on company priorities, but also personally. If we're not healthy as individuals and as a group, then we can't bring our best selves to work and move forward.
Anyway, lots of great stuff on Petra. Urge you and encourage you to explore either through reading, giving us a call, setting up a chat, whatever it might be. We're going to be glad to update you on a regular basis. You saw the results, so you saw a lot of numbers and graphs and data in our town hall. You're going to continue to see more of that. As an organization, we like to do that. We like to weigh ourselves, measure ourselves, and do all those good fun things. And I think it's no surprise that some of the successes we're seeing as we celebrate the biggest backlog we've ever had.
Absolutely.
I got to give you one for that.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing.
That is good stuff.
I mean, I'd like to get it to 500 million. You know me. We'll keep going. And then just to kind of as we finish this out, another way that you can interact with Petra is they run training courses and conferences, and they. Because we're a Petra member, they give access that to all of our employees and colleagues out there. So we'll after this call, we'll give some details on how you can interact with Petra, access to their website. As I say, if there's any training courses on there or any webinars that you want to be part of, we'll give you access. And Tiffany is always a good resource to be able to give you those details. So.
And they do have, they make it challenging, I think, but they also make it fun. Everything we've experienced with them has had that element to it, which matches up very closely with what we like to endeavor to do.
Some of you may have met or heard of our general counsel, Adam Brink. He knows a lot about sticky notes. So if you next time you meet Adam, just ask him about his sticky note prowess.
He'll love us for that.
Oh, he will.
He will.
We love you, Adam.
We do.
To close vlog number 15, can you believe 15 vlogs in?
Well,
oh my gosh.
Let's break that up a little bit. We started the vlog because Andy said, you should start a vlog. And that was one of my personal goals for the first quarter of this year. So that's how it works, folks. And it's just try something until you get it done. So thanks for mentioning that story.
So a couple of things. Big thank you to everybody for your continued efforts to help move this organization forward. We have got some fun stuff in front of us. I mean, the event center, Steve. I mean, I've got to admit, I don't think we all quite truly appreciate what's in front of us and the experience that we're all going to get from this. So more to come on that. But I'd love to hear some feedback on actually on the last town hall we had yesterday. Are we hitting all the high points you want to hear about? If you wanted to be involved in a town hall, please reach out. But I would love to hear more feedback on what you want to hear.
I think that's an excellent point, that we don't get any better unless we get feedback. We've heard that time and time again. Seek it out in your personal life as much as you can, and please give as much as you can. I know it's hard sometimes, but we really appreciate it. And to piggyback on your comments, the event center is top of mind right now because it has happened, and the reference was to 2006, and that was when we started the process. So 17 years later, got to hand it to the team that was operating that back then. And Katie's still here. She led the charge on that way back in the day with Ken Miller and Marilyn Schlack, and trying to chase that was 1.0, I think, and now I think it's 3.0. But it's really an amazing thing for our community. Thank everybody.
And I guess the final thank you is
There we
we
go.
want to thank Andy on a stick
Yeah.
for getting us to here.
Yes.
So, thank you, Andy.
Yes, one of Andy's famous quotes: "What you tolerate is what you'll get."
Yeah.
So maybe you can leave yourself with that for a thought process. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.